Hi and welcome. What's the difference between a fine artist and an illustrator, and which do I want to be? I think there's a very thin line between the two professions, and that they often overlap. The definition of fine art versus illustration is a bit different depending on which source you go to for answers, but the general idea is that fine art is a personal expression of the artist that awakes some sort of emotion in the viewer, whereas illustrations are made according to the wishes of the person commissioning the artist, and oftentimes it's for a commercial purpose like children's books, magazines and cover art for different kinds of products. But what about portrait commissions? Are they considered fine art or illustrations? Were the old masters illustrators or fine artists? Why do we even need to put ourselves in a specific box? Can't we be both? Is one better than the other, and in that case, why? I know, a lot of questions, and I think there's a lot of different answers for every single one, depending on the person answering them. As for me, here's what I think. My main goal have for a very long time just been to become a full-time fine artist and only draw and paint artwork with deep personal meaning. Never commissions, never for commercial use. So I found it simple to put myself in the box artist, which felt perfectly fine and somehow safe. But to be honest, my art did not always have a symbolic meaning or told stories. I just drew a troll or a pop surreal creature with big eyes, and there was nothing behind it to interpret. I sometimes had grand visions, but they rarely met reality and what I was able to create. Partly because of lack of skill, partly because I oftentimes took the most comfortable way to complete the drawing or painting. I absolutely love old Dutch oil paintings from the 17th century with the vanitas and memento mori symbolism, and have tried to incorporate it in my own art on a few occasions. I've also created dark art heavily inspired by my episodes of depression, psychosis and mania. But most often I just focused on making fantasy creatures because I thought it was fun and easy, not because I wanted to say something important to the world. I guess the art we're creating during periods of darkness could be called fine art according to some specifications, and the others could be illustrations. But then again, no one commissioned them for commercial use. Though I've seen artists call their drawings illustrations and their paintings fine art. But I don't really agree with calling a drawing an illustration just because it's made with pencils. Those could definitely also be seen as fine art. Just look at Marco Mazzoni's wonderful artwork made with color pencils. He has created series of drawings based on heavy themes like mental illness. Those are definitely fine art, at least in my eyes. And the grand paintings for some music album covers are probably called illustrations since they're for commercial use, but when they are on display in a gallery, they definitely stand out as the original pieces of fine art. What do you think? But right now, what do I actually want to be? The last couple of years there's been many changes in my mind, especially since having a baby and moving to the forests of northern Sweden. I've really started to think about my goals as more commercial, something I want to develop for a real small business, not just a hobby. And I want to do so much. I want to paint grand oil paintings showing wildlife with heavy symbolism inspired by the old Dutch masters. Realistic work but with a surreal twist. I also want to do illustrations and graphic pattern design for fabrics, wallpaper, children's books, clothing and design my own planners and stationery. These are just some of the things I want to create. So I definitely find myself being categorized in several boxes or one giant open box where everything blends together in a beautiful, chaotic mess. I want to have fun and have a great variety of tasks during my future small business workday. I want to be both a fine artist, an illustrator and a graphic designer. Why choose one when I want to do it all? Okay, I know it's important to focus on one thing at a time to be as good as possible on that specific topic, but I want to mix it up, and I think that could be a good thing as well. Progress in one area could mean progress in another area, and it would be even more enjoyable. This is most likely my one and only life, and I want to make the most of it. And I'm on the right path. I can really feel it in my gut. I'm going to spend time with different courses, my own art and YouTube, and give it my all. From now on, I'm going to laser focus on my progress on pretty much every single evening when my son has gone to sleep or during his nap time after lunch. So, do you have any thoughts about today's topic, the difference between fine art and illustration? Do you want to be a fine artist, an illustrator or a graphic designer? Or something else? Or everything at once, like me? Please feel free to drop a comment below. I'd love to know what you think and dream about. Thank you for watching until the end. Until next time, take care of yourself. Bye!